Hi, Umut.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just muted myself, so I think you can hear me right now.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Welcome on board. Today we are going to talk about cloud security and PII protection in the cloud, and Umut will be delivering
sorry,
this.
I just muted myself, so I think you can hear me right now.
Yes. Welcome on board. Today.
I think you can hear me right now.
Yes. Welcome on board.
I think we are getting some echo, therefore I should use my headset. Umut.
Yes, hello, Jumur.
Hello. Let's talk about some thing about our companies, and let me give some brief information about Morton UK. We are a UK company. We provide Cisco architecture, infrastructure, devices, services, and also trainings as well. Also, we provide cloud migration and cloud security checks. Could you give me some information about CFE?
Okay, of course, surely. First of all, hello everyone. Before start talking about the CFE and the standards and relationship between them, I wish everyone, of course, healthy days, and hope everyone and their loved ones are fine on this virus manner we are just going through. Okay, I'm going to speak about the CFA cert. CFA cert has two main business branches, actually. One is auditing and certificating, and the other thing is the branch for training. Of course, the auditing, the certificates that we're auditing and trainings that we are giving are the same, mostly IT standards, because the people who are working like me at CFE Cert have some very serious backgrounds on their professional lives on IT management, on process management, and allow me to say that we spend a lot of time on the other side of the table before starting auditing and giving training. And after our sufficient experience, allow me to say that we start to share this experience both with trainings and audits. So, and also I just want to be sure that our quality of audits are certified by UCAS, as you can see on the slide, and also the trainings of ours are certified by CPD about their quality. So this is about the CFE. Jumur, if you want to ask anything more, or you want to lead this webinar, just go on.
It's okay. Thank you very much. We are going to talk about the cloud security and regulations as well. Could you tell me what's the benefit of these regulations for the people who buy from cloud services from public cloud providers like AWS, Azure, and why we need this certification? Could you explain?
Okay, of course. So in here, first of all, allow me to speak about why certification is needed. And after that, I'm going to speak about the relationship between different standards about information security management system and cloud security management system, personal identifiable information security system, and the PII, in short, on cloud. There are 4 different certificates for them. So after talking about why you need the certification, then I'm going to speak about which standards between these 4 are related. And after that, I can speak about the benefits of the standards for these little or mid-sized companies, which mostly taking their PIS or SAS services from the big guys like Azure or Amazon or Google, like that. So I have to keep this order in order to give you a sufficient answer for your question about the service providers. The certification provides, first of all, when we are speaking about the certification of the personal identifiable information, and I'm going to refer to as PII in short from the rest of this webinar, all the companies that will be audited by any auditing company will be referred as data controller based on the GDPR. Okay, so as data controller, you have some certain responsibilities given you by the GDPR, of course, which is a hot topic. So everyone has some ideas about this one. And the ISO 27701 is the PII audit certificate number, actually. So if you had a 27701 certificate, then this certificate tells everyone that by an independent eye, and in this case, a CFE certificate is the independent eye, and we are also audited by UCAS to make our customers to be sure that we are making our auditing in a good technical manner. So by audited and getting the certificate as data controllers, you say all the world that, in short, your data is safe with us. Okay, by implementing and running the technical or administrative controls in a continuous way, doing a risk management both in, again, technical and administrative manner, we are constantly, the company says we are constantly do our best, and we are so sure that we do our best, and we are allowing a certification company to audit us. And of course, this certification is increasing and sustains the security. How we do that? How in this manner a certification body creates value for the companies which are data controllers. So the independent auditing companies and the auditors of these companies has to, first of all, get experience, has to attend experience exchange meetings for the auditors all around the world, that they are sharing their experiences about the updated risks and which solutions are sufficient enough, both technically and administratively, to keep the risk and updated risks under a acceptable level. So by audited, by these allow me to say caliber of auditors, you are sure, you can be sure as data controller that you are audited for the most and recent risks and solutions. And these risks and solutions are come to your company within the body of the auditor because his or hers technical experience or relationship with the other auditors are creating a very wide focused to the risks. So every year's auditing is keeping you updated about the risks and the sufficiency of your solutions. So after that, allow me to speak about the customer confidence. Of course, the run as the data owner, you want to be sure that anyone you gave your PII has to keep it, secure it, and share it if necessary with a way that technically or administratively secure. And you cannot be 100% sure that if you don't have the technical ability or technical information or the I want to say strength to make the audit to the companies that you give your PII. And of course, you are giving your PII to countless of companies today as well. So if you are capable enough to do that, you don't have this time to see if any company that you give your PII is keeping them okay. So in order to do this, you just as the customer look on the website of the companies that you give your PII that if they are certified by a reliable company. If they, then you can easily say yourself that, okay, my PII is in good hands about this company. And the last thing is what is certification provide to you is you get a competitive advantage both as a controller and the processor of data. You know, the GDPR is saying that there are two main parties who get the data of their customers. First is the controller, who is the main party of in front of the customer that taking their data, and the second part is processor, data processor. They are giving also services to the controller in that manner of your question, that Azure or Amazon or Google or something like that, and we are going to speak about this one. So if you get this certification of yours, the 27701, then if you are the controller, this means that you are keeping the data in a safe manner. But if you want to work as a processor, as an outsourcer to any other company that the controller, then this says, okay, I am capable of keeping the PII that you gathered from your customer in behalf of you, so you can trust me. Because there's a chain reaction between the liability and responsibilities in front of GDPR if anything goes wrong about the PII of the customer. So this also creates you a competitive advantage, both if you are the controller or the processor. So after that, I still remember your question, but even before answering this one, I have to go through this. So, okay, these are the standards that we are speaking about. The ISO, you see that every one of them is starting with ISO 27. So this is the different branches of information security management system family. So ISO 27001, 002, ISO 27, 017 and 018 is the standards that we are talking about. So allow me to speak about the relationship between these ones. So there are three main categories of the standards that you just saw the covers of you and every attendees is so that the first thing is a standard which is mandatory to get. And this thing is audited by certified certification bodies like CFE Cert. And the second thing we have to speak is control techniques. This control techniques is supporting the certificate itself, and this is not audited individually. It is audited under the audits of certificates that we are going to talk about. And the third level is guidelines. These guidelines can be speak as different certificates that you are going to see in a couple of minutes, the relationship between them. These are also audited, but as guidelines, these are before, these has to be, let me say, added to the pre-audited mandatory standards. So the main thing here you can see is the ISO 27001. So, and ISO 27002 is a sub-part of 001. So the 002 is the technical and administrative controls, the details of these controls, how you are going to implement this one. And the short part of 27K can be found as Annex A to ISO 27001. But allow me to speak by an example. On 27001 Annex A, it says companies should manage their mobile devices. It's just that simple and short. And when you go to 27002 about the explanation of this short line, then you see that approximately 2.5 pages, it is written about how you are going to create and run your MDM or something like that in order to be compliant with the little line on the 27001, which is you have to manage your mobile. So this is the relationship between 002 and 001, 27002 and 001. And the 27001 is also had some other points to be audited to be sure that this management system sustainably running. All the administrative and technical controls are subject to risk analysis, and you keep the risk analysis doing on a regular basis, so you can be sure that your risk analysis is including all the risks which you can control by 27002, that these risks are updated based on the changing world and changing risks and changing the nature of the data. So the core thing is, as you see the color code, the 27001 has to be get as the base of other security standard, and this has to be audited. And after that, we are going to speak about the personal data security. ISO 27017, 27017. You see that there is a little differences between these, the first one and the second one. And as I said, this control technique of 27017 is based on 27002, and it has some fine tunings about the personal data, like you have to corrupt the data, or you have to mask the data, or you have to get some two-factor authentication implemented in order to your administrative guys reaching the data, or you have to have a log and log server to have to be sure that all the allow me to say contact or touch or administrative logs are not going to be corrupted. So the technical and administrative controls based on 27002 is tuned for data security, and also the sustainability parts are tuned as well. How you have to get in touch with your customer to get their clear consent, have a UI for data owner to get in touch with you in order to execute their rights based on the GDPR. So this is the difference. So as I said, after you audited for 27001, you add a audit for 27017 as an add-on to this standard, which says you are keeping the personal data security. And after that, okay, we see there is something else which is about the cloud security. You see that there is no PII security speaking in this one. This 27018 is focused only on how you keep an ICMS if any part of ICMS, information management system of your company, is run on the cloud services. And again, allow me to say that there is no PII on 27018. This is only about how you are running your company on a cloud services. So again, some tuned controls based on 002, some sustainability tunings in order to get your agreements and auditing efforts between you and your cloud service provider. So after you get this one, 27018, and of course 27017, you at last reach your final goal, that ISO Oh, I'm very sorry about this one. The ISO 27017 on the left has to be changed at ISO 27701. I'm very sorry for the confusion. On the left, this has to change like ISO 27701. So just allow me to make this change as soon as possible. Okay, just hold on a second, please. I'm very sorry for this one. Okay, so just hold a second. I'm going to share the screen. Okay, I'm very sorry from all the participants about this confusion, but everything I said is still stands, but the numbers of the standards I just changed. So you have to get the 27701 for personal data security first of all. After that, based on 27001. After that, you have to get 27017 for cloud security. And if you get these 3 certificates, 001, 701 and 017, then you can apply to the standard ISO 27018. This is the right number. Again, sorry for the confusion. This is the PII security on cloud. So in this part, you see that NICMS is running as the core of management system. And keeping the Plan, Do, Check, Act PDCA cycle running to keep your company as sharp for the latest risks. And you build on that the personal data security about how you are going to corrupt the data, how you are going to mask the data, how you are going to keep the logs, and how you are going to get the open consent from the owners of the data. And after that, you put on it, you add the 27017 cloud security, how you are going to keep any secure service selected or audited. And after that, then you reach the final point to this, allow me to say, journey that you can get the 27018 that you are providing secure services for your customers with their personal identification information on cloud services that you are obtaining. So in order to get this, you see you have to get 1, 2, 3, 4 different certifications. And after that, at last, we've reached the answer of your question. So how this thing helps companies that getting services like AWS, like Google, or like Azure. So all these certifications having a very straight looking to the relationship between the company is audited and the company they are providing outsourced services. So in a case, the audited company is going to be called as the data controller, and the companies like AWS or Google or Azure are going to be mentioned as the data processor. The very first thing you have to understand is these standards are not allowing the data controller companies to wash their hands out of their responsibilities if they are outsourcing any of the services of them to any companies. If you are transferring any risk or transferring any operations to other company, then still you have as the auditee, as the data controller company, have some responsibilities, which first of all, you have to correctly define the service you are going to obtain. So if any, I am going to add the names, the big guys of like Azure or like G Suite, something like that after that, but allow me to put the basis. Your responsibility as a data controller, if you are getting a service, then your first responsibility is to define the service correctly. If you are using any PII of your customer and you, let me say as an example, obtaining a database management service from an outsourced company, then you have to draw the line about the specifications, how this outsourced company is going to manage the database, how they are going to corrupt the database, how they are going to mask the database, or how they are going to manage the admin's access or keep the logs of the admin's access. If you are not, if you didn't give this working conditions to this outsourced companies, you are still in front of the auditing guys or the GDPR. You are still have the main responsibility. And if you give this blueprint, allow me to say, to this providers, you fulfill the first responsibility of yours as the data controller, who is giving some part of this responsibilities to a data processor. The second thing is you have to audit. You have to, as the company, I am saying that, not the auditor, not the auditors, as the company, you have to audit your outsourced companies, the data processors, if they are keeping the data or processing the data or keeping the access rights and everything that you outsource, if they are running them as you draw at the beginning of the relationship between you and the company. So first, you didn't create the blueprint, you are still responsible. And second, if you didn't create the blueprint of services correctly based on the nature of the data and based on the service you are giving and providing to your customers and from your outsourcers, you have to write the correct blueprint to your outsourcer, to data processor. And the second, if you did this, you have to get to audit to these companies if they are doing everything in behalf of you as you said. So this is going to be the last part of the answer of your question. This leads us how we are going to audit the big guys like G Suite or Azure or AWS. Or the short and the predictable answer is you cannot, because they are also they have hundreds of thousands of customers. They are providing their services. You cannot audit this one because you are getting some kind of package service. And so when you get these services from a company that's a very small one, that you have, as I said, two responsibilities: drawing the line and auditing them. And if you are taking these services from these companies, then these two responsibilities will combine as one, and it says select the right package. So you have to know which kind of service you are getting. Are you going to get a PIS, platform as a service, or are you going to get a SAS? And the differences between two is I'm going to talk about in a couple of minutes. So based on your service you are giving and gathering, you have to select the correct package, or based on the nature or the type of the database, you have to select the correct package, and based on the who is going to access in which roles to these databases. Maybe you are running the privilege management of your company or your software, and allow me to say Azure or GWS or something like that, working for the database. Then you again have to select the correct package, and then you have to create the convenient controls to the part of the job you are doing. So again, if you are working for the big guys, you cannot audit them, but you have to select the right package. When you select the right package, then this package comes with the legal or technical explanations that how they are handling their responsibilities. Then if you select the right package, then this combines the two responsibilities that I said before. And in here, this comes to the question that how we are going to select the right package. And when we select the package, what is going to be our responsibility? Then this part, the two terms are just popping out, as I said a couple of minutes before. If you are getting the services from these big guys as an SAS or PIS. So if you are getting the SAS, then this thing says that, sorry, okay, I'm fine. So this thing says, if you are getting to PIS service, this says you are still have the responsibility for keeping your application safe because the application part is still on your side, or the data management is still on your side. If you are receiving the service from this big guys as an PIS. So this means the infrastructure, the selected package of yours, including infrastructure and security and operating these ones and SLAs, something that all other stuff is the responsibility of the service provider, the data processor you chose. And especially application level is your responsibility as the audited company, the data controller. For example, if your application which is running on PIS is vulnerable for any brute force attack, any injections, any XSS, any something like that. So if you are getting to PIS from these big guys, then you have to select the right package and you have to keep the data and the application part is safe, which this is your responsibility. But if you just getting an SAS, and then everything is on the responsibility of the data processor guys. If they are the huge guys, like the AWS or Google, then you have to select the right package. And if these are the smaller guys, then you have to create the blueprint and audit them by yourself with the correct and manner way. So I think this is a very long answer. I'm sorry for this one, but I have to start from the beginning to give you a correct answer about your question. Sorry for the time wasting.
Okay. Also, don't hesitate to ask questions using Q&A and chat function if any question. May I ask you if the company wants to achieve these certifications, what are the steps that they want to follow, and what's the duration? Of course, it depends on the company size and some other parameters, but
yeah. There are two parts in this manner. The first part is how your company is going to be ready for the audit, and the second part is how you are going to be audited and keep the certificate up and running. And this two parts is going to be applicable for all four standards I was just referred. So if you want to get certificate for 27018, then you have the certificate 001, 701, 017, and 018 at the very same time. Or you can do them in an order, but everything has to be started with 27001. So if you combine them, then this duration will be slightly longer, of course. But there are four main certificates. The first one has to be 27001. All of them have the same cycle as you are seeing right now on the screen. So as you said, the implementation part, based on the size of the company, based on the different locations, based on the data volume and the number of customers and the services they are getting, the SAA or PIS and the service provider they're in touch. If the huge guys, then it is going to be easier for them to implement this certification because you don't have to draw the lines and you don't have to make the auditing thing. But if you are receiving these services from a company that you didn't 100% sure that their certifications or their commitments, then you have to create and sustain the two responsibilities of company, as I said to you, drawing the blueprint and auditing the services. So this takes a lot of time. So based on the type of services you are getting, based on the service provider, and based on the data volume and the number of people you are in touch, and based on the locations and the people, number of people working in this company, it varies. But I can say that my previous experiences, the very, let's say, unready companies can be ready for the certification audit within 3 or 4 months if they can provide the necessary resources, which means, of course, the money and the guy and the willing, of course. If they provide these resources, then the worst one can be ready for everything within 4 months at most. But of course, there's one more thing that we have to keep in mind. that we cannot do our jobs on sites or on a fast manner because of this pandemic. So if any of guy who is watching this webinar, then I think during this extraordinary conditions, a couple of months maybe has to be added to the forecasted duration. So, okay, so you put your resource, put your money, put your willing, and put your people, and you get in touch. You did it yourself, or maybe you get in touch with the consultant to guide you through this process. So you are now ready for the certification and the audit. So this cycle you are seeing on the screen is for every different certification. So we spoke about 4 certifications. As I said to you, 27002 is not audited by itself. So there are 4 certifications has to get the same cycle as you are seeing. The meaning of cycle says 3 years. So when you certified for any standard, then you are certified for it for 3 years. And then if you want to you get a pre-audit. This is going to be a less official one, but it is not going to certify you, but it is useful for you to see if after everything you did, if you are still ready or not to the official audit. It is an optional one, but it's a very useful one. So after then, the auditing company and the company will be audited has to agree with the audit plan about who is going to audit the company on which dates based on which articles of the standard. And at this point, having a certification from a UCAS certified body has an advantage again, which is they are giving this certification right to the companies who have auditors based on different professional backgrounds. So if 3 or 4 guys working in a certification company worked only on finance or IT cannot audit a company in, allow me to say, manufacturing or aerospace or transportation, something like that. So this UCAS is saying only the professional experienced people can audit the related companies on the related industries. So having a certification from a UCAS accredited auditing company has this advantage, because auditing is also saying that is the ability of seeing the risks and saying that you not giving a corrective actions, but saying that this is the thing you have to develop. So you get to stage 1 and stage 2 audits for the first year. Stage 1 audit is only for the looking for the documentation of your management system, and it says that it gives a picture of the company to the auditors for the stage 2. How many people will be needed for the stage 2 audits? How long does it take? What kind of profile are we have to take our auditing team in order to complete a successful audit? And after that, we complete the initial audit. Just allow me to say that. Okay. So the second stage of the initial certification will be the actual audit, seeing if everything is done based on everything is done as it is written on the stage 1. So this is the real audit. This is the audit when we are seeing how the processes are running, or how the people are behaving, how the systems are behaving, or how they're giving logs, and if everything is working as it is written on stage 1. So on the stage 1, you audited for the 100% of the standard that you are audited. And the year 2 and year 3 is divided into 2. So 50% of the standard will be audited on year 2, and the rest 50% is going to be audited on year 3. But this is a little exceptions. If any audits have minor non-conformities, then this is also going to audit it on the following audit. So, for example, if you audit for A15, Annex 15 of 27001 on the year 1, and if you had the minor non-conformity for this one, then you have to audit A15 again on the year 2, because you have to be sure that this non-conformity has to be dealt with. So after the 3rd year, then the cycle is going to be run from scratch, and then the 4th year will be the 1st year of 2nd cycle, and you are going to be audited for 100%. So this is the process for implementing and auditing process of any standard, regardless the issue.
Okay, thank you very much. Nice explanation. Yes, could you tell me why we should CFE as well? What's your difference? What's your experience?
As I said to you, a certification body with UCAS accreditation says 2 main things. First thing is our auditors has sufficient experience for their professional lives and their professional experiences and their technical experience and technical knowledge. And if a certification body like CFE Cert, a certification body accredited by UCAS is going to, allow me to give an example, audit a airline company, then this means we have the auditors has an experience about the IT and data protection on airline companies. If we're going to audit a manufacturing company, any manufacturing company, then this means that at least one of our auditors has an previous experience for the information security or IT or data protection on manufacturing companies. So a UCAS certified certification body means that the auditors we are going to send you is not memorize a certificate. They know the experience, they have the experience, they know how any shortcoming of the standards will going to pop up in the business they are doing. And the first thing, getting a certification from a UCAS certified accredited body is this. And the second thing is, in order to keep this, I said 2, but let me say 3. The second one is, in order to keep our the risk focus up to date by all the changing risks and the technical developments of the world, we have to go to experience exchange meetings. And this also, and because this means that auditing is, allow me to open a parenthesis in here. Auditing means not giving corrective actions. Actually, auditing means that by an independent eye, saying that the world is changing and you are not keeping it up. You know your own world in your own company, and maybe because of all the operation and all the other things you have to complete during your operations, it's very unlikely for anyone to get notified about all different new risks and the technological solutions and the administrative solutions that can be implemented to your company. But when a guy comes to you from a UCAS certified accredited company, then, as I said to you, first he or she has knowledge based on your business, and second, we also have a broader range of understanding about the risks of the world. So we can come here with a broader sense of risks, and we can audit your system based on this information that maybe most surely you don't have as the audited company. And the third one is we are audited as well. So from time to time, UCAS can come to the audit processes. For example, I am auditing your company, and UCAS can just pop down by surprise, not saying us that can appear to this auditing and not getting in touch with you, actually, not getting any decisions about your system. Only thing they do is watching us to auditing you. If you ask the right questions, if anything missing that we have to ask, or if we ask all questions, then if we can assess the answers correctly, and if we say something has to be done by you, given by corrective actions to be developed or not, because this is a very significant risk for both certification body and accreditation body like that. Okay, God forbid, but this is the example that I'm giving you. For example, your company has a breach for PII, all right? And because of the law, you have to notify the public because about this incident. So when you make the notification, everyone going to look to your company's certification, and they're going to see the brand name of our certification body and the brand name of the accreditation body. And the rest of the world can say, if this company with this certification body and this accreditation body can have had this incident, then this means some of the risks cannot be didn't set to them. If the certification body didn't set to them, then this means possibly they didn't set the risks we are facing for our own companies, and they started to run away to our company, to other auditing companies. So this is also the one, and actually the very most and strong thing that you have to keep and understand under consideration. So this is the thing that you are going to get by certified from a company like CFE Cert.
Okay, thank you very much. Please go on. Carry on.
If any questions from you or the attendees, I can answer this one because this is the last page of my presentation. But when we are speaking with you, this last page can be stay on the screen, that the online training agenda of CFE certification that you or any attendants live or on YouTube can see. And we are going to be more than happy if we can help anybody by this trainings or certification audits. And by presenting this one, I can still waiting any questions from you or the attendees right now.
Okay, thank you very much for this nice and valuable presentation. Also, some of our friends are watching us on YouTube. I don't think they are able to ask from questions via YouTube.
Let me see if any. I think, okay, there's no questions on the YouTube as well, so I saw just.
Okay. Okay. Last but not least, thank you very much for all, Umut.
Okay, thank you.
Please follow us on social media.
Social media accounts there is here, you can see, and anyone can send any questions about most of the IT standards that we are providing our training or auditing services. So I hope that this webinar is on live will be helpful or going to be helpful for the people who are going to watch it in the future.
Yes, don't hesitate to contact us, whatever you want to ask,
yeah,
or whatever you want to share. And we will be happy to help you regarding cloud migration, cloud security, and Cisco infrastructure as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.